computer of the Apollo 11. It's the computer that got us to the moon. Not us, but obviously humans to the moon. And if you look at the two things now, the power plug that you're using to charge your phones is more than 500 times faster than the computer that got the Apollo astronauts to the moon. And if you do the computation, to actually get to the moon, the Apollo has something like 4 computers. So you actually just need 4 of those power plugs, and you can actually get to the moon. But that is obviously theoretical. But let's think about it. How did we get from there to there? Where the thing that was most prized in the 1970s is something that we just throw away every so often. It's because of integrated circuits. So hopefully that's a nice segue. So that's why we're excited, right? So the development of technology with integrated circuits are actually surprisingly fast, right? So what are integrated circuits? And you've seen, right? So let's go over very quickly. You've seen car controllers, obviously your cell phones, washing machines. I couldn't think of other household appliances I could find. Their computer, and maybe a nice Starlink antenna. And all of those things, when you start opening the thing, right? So this is the problem with IC design. You don't see it, right? You don't see integrated circuits by itself. You normally see it in products. But where are the integrated circuits here? They're the black thingamajigs in that circuit boards, right? And why are they integrated circuits? Because if you zoom in a bit closer, okay, and remove the plastic package, right? So you just destroy the thing or remove that very carefully, you actually get to expose a piece of silicon inside or a piece of semiconductor. That's the actual integrated circuit. Everything else around that is packaging, right? So integrated circuits are basically those small chips that contain millions or even trillions of components, or billions of components. And they allow us to do significant things in computation, communication, and all of that. And if you think about it, all our modern electronics are based on integrated circuits. Right? That what powers everything. And what normally you can also say that all future developments will also be due to integrated circuits. Right? So you use integrated circuits to actually build computers, and use your computers to build better integrated circuits, and so on and so forth. Right? Okay, so hopefully that is a sort of 3-minute thing on circuit design or integrated circuits. Well, let's go a bit deeper, right? So if you go to, if you look at this circuit board, there's a nice little IC right in the middle. So if you zoom in there, around the package, you can see a small piece of silicon, right? And just a plug that is actually again designed in UTM. And if you actually go deeper, you actually see some of the features on the integrated circuit. Right? All these devices, transistors, and whatever give you functionality that enable you to communicate, to compute, and to do stuff. Now, what is IC design anyway? So it's actually on the other direction, right? So we start with a design of that IC. And then you fabricate that, have that fabricated, and you actually get the physical silicon chip. And in this case, it's around 2 millimeters by 2 millimeters. And then you do packaging in assembly. Assembly means, okay, I put that chip in that package and then put in the connections. And then you package that into this whole thing. And then after that, obviously, you have to figure out if it works or not. Right? So, and then you get it. So hopefully this also gives you a nice overview of our semiconductor industry. We go from the design, fabrication, packaging and assembly, and this. Right? So this is how we sort of think about this. And again, why are we excited about this? It's always because it turns out that with Ziggy's graph, electronics and semiconductors account for a lot of our experts. Right? And if you sort of did not notice before, electronics and semiconductors, since we're talking about billions of transistors, these are very complex devices. And if you have very complex and sophisticated devices, you actually need the manpower to design, to package, to test, to assemble, all of that. And so let's, just bear with me on the whole sophisticated, complex, and thing, because we do have a very big problem. Why? We want a lot of the high-tech stuff. But if you look at how many, high-tech, quote-unquote, people we have, right? How many masters and PhD graduates or students we have, we're actually at the bottom, right? At the bottom of that list. How many full-time researcher equivalents we have per million of population? And that's actually disturbing. And let's just sort of understand the magnitude. UP Diliman can graduate something like 100 MS PhD engineers per year. It adds one to that number. Right? So that's how far behind we are from Indonesia, Vietnam, Malaysia, and so on. And this is the thing, right? We want high-tech. Our industry is based on high-tech. It's 70% of what we're exporting. But we don't have the manpower to support that. And that's sort of, again, discouraging. But again, not always lost. So what we want to identify, again, we do have this severe lack of manpower. And I'm sure you've noticed that if we are sort of in this list and we are at the bottom, the next people on that list are our other ASEAN people. Right? You sort of get limited opportunities when you're sort of not on top of that list. And let's go through, some of the things you probably heard. So in the news, you say, okay, Microsoft announces this much investment in Malaysia. Amazon says, okay, I'll invest this much. Microsoft, again, I'll invest this much. NVIDIA does this, Apple does this. Why do you think that is? These are all high-tech companies. Why would they go here if you don't have the high-tech manpower? And that's a problem we really want to solve. Okay, so we sort of shifted from that high-tech industry thing and then going back and forth to IC design. But let's just really focus on IC design because that's what we're doing. Why do we need graduate level people in IC design? And it's just one thing. It's the complexity of IC design right now. So, to address the complexity, so what's the difficulty? Right? So the first thing is that IC design is what people call at the top of the food chain. You actually need a lot of things to get to IC design. And the second, so you don't have to really worry about all those things, but it's just to make a point. But the second really is your circuits, your integrated circuits are becoming very, very complex. I'll show you a graph from Intel, okay, showing where they want to be in something like 2030. Right now we have 1 billion transistors. In 2030 they want to put 1 trillion transistors. And to put that in perspective, 1 billion transistors, I can actually create a computer that is almost equivalent to a rat brain in terms of computational